Sounds awesome. I am so ready. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got the warm-ups going. We got the Hawks on the ice wearing their white jerseys. Big Luchin net. Hopefully the broadcast stays live. Doing the best that I can. We are right on top of the benches here this afternoon. If you can't see it from the vantage point, Hawks bench is right down to my right. Going through their warm-ups, trying to get Luch warmed up. This is a best-of-3 series, so Hawks need to win this one, as we fell short yesterday. Glenview scoring within the last minute of the game. IHL on YouTube, so if you got the link for Facebook, jump over to that. It looks like that broadcast is going through. You can look me up as Frank Laurie. Nagano has cured that illness. All right, that's the horn, and that is the end. Try to drop in on the coach. All right. Getting kicked back into center ice. Glenview goes across the blue line. Carries it down low. Up through the slot, over to the near. That is the delay here. Teams head back to their respective benches, as this is not going to be fixed quickly. Actual play time. There we go. The dot. Kicking around, comes over the near side hash marks. Back down behind the goal line. In front. Shot goes wide. Back behind the net. Liv gets it. Sends it back around over towards Sizzle. Trying to get to it. Pokes it around. Glenview keeps it in the zone. Back down behind the net. It's going to go. Over to Alexa. Alexa looks up. Just misses Sizzle. Ends up going to the loose puck. Grabbing it down behind. Leaves it for Caden. Caden taps it up to the dot. Comes up to Alexa at the point. Alexa trying to get a pass off. Ends up going over towards Liv. Liv, top of the circle, puts it down on net. Oh! Bookie had the rebound. Goalie was able to just get that glove up. Not going to have the distance. Rolling just to the top of the circle. Grabbed up by Glenview. back to Demi. Demi trying to get a pass over to Greta. Goes a little bit off the mark. Up the far side wall, tipped away there by Maddie. Philly got a tip of it. Good pass there by Greta over to Philly. Philly puts it down on net. Takes a bounce right in front of the goalie. But she was able to keep track of it and cover it up. Got Tater jumpy at the dot. Grabbed up by Kendall. Left it for Carmen. Carmen sends it all the way around to the far side hash marks. Bus gets up there. Glenview pokes it away. But Bus comes back up with the puck. Gets it over to Tater. Back behind the net is Glenview. Mango's able to push it into center ice. Sent back in. Liv kicks it around. Stopping the rush on that far side. Gets it off, loses the handle of it, goes back behind the goal line, goes down low. Still with it. Gets a pass up to Greta. Greta over to Demi. Demi puts it down towards Brookie. She lost the handle of it. Got to get a shot on net there. Tipped away at the blue line by Demi. Glenview regroups and grabs it. Sends it in. Goes off of Greta's stick. She bounces it up to the blue line. Jess goes off the wall. Gets it up towards Philly. Philly just out, man. As Glenview picks it up. Goes back behind their net. Maddie trying to put some pressure back in that trapezoid area. Got Maddie and Jess. Puck ends up going over to the far side corner. Left at the dot. Picked up by Jess. Jess tries to get a shot, but goes off a couple of sticks. Up the near side wall, back in through center ice, bouncing towards Jocelyn. Carmen trying to help out. Grabs the puck back behind the blue goal line. Punched it up forward. Glenview takes a shot, goes off of Luch's face. Maddie pushing it up forward towards Philly, just out of the reach, and Glenview sends it back. Got a touch coming all the way down. Picked up by Glenview back behind their line. Hawks go for a full line change up the far side. Liv kicks it up towards Tater. Tater bounces it off the far side wall. Picks it back up, rushes in, places a shot. Goes up through the top of the slot. Alexa picks it up, goes over to the far side circle, back over to the hash marks. Looks around, sends it all the way around to Tater. Tater from the far side. Shot goes around the net, up the near side wall. Liv steps up, kicks it back towards Bus. Bus got it to the blue line. Ends up going all the way down. Luch has got to paddle this one over to the near side corner, grabbed up by Alexa. She meets an immovable object and falls down. Glenview grabs the puck at center ice, puts it in on Luch. Alexa grabs it. Alexa sends it up to Tater, goes off of her boot. Liv's going to go over to the far side wall, stop it right there. Bus trying to help out. Pinned in between a couple of skates. Grabbed up by Tater. Glenview pushing it down the wall. Liv grabs it again. Bus swats it away. Picks up the loose puck. We got 2-on-1 here coming in. Gets it over to Mango. Mango gets manhandled. Oh, that was not.
Tackled her.
Mango or Gia with the puck. Gets it up towards Greta. Out of her reach and goes all the way back into the Hawks zone. Around the horn, and Demi picks it up on the near side boards. Gets it back into center ice. Dropped into the far side corner where Greta's going to go grab it. Push it up the wall. Pressed up in the corner. Glenview back behind the net. Swatted away there by Gia. Referees aren't calling anything because Gia should have been called for a trip on that one. Point blank shot there by Glenview, ends up going into the corner. Kicked away there by Greta. Top of the slot. Kick saved by Gia. Far side, top of the circle, back behind the goal line. Picked up by Glenview. Point over the near side circle. Luch able to stand up. Block saves that one down. Glenview still with the puck in possession. Dropping it back behind the net. Kicked away by Greta and then goes across the crease. Or as I say many a times, across the bow. Over to the far side wall. Caden trying to grab it. Ends up kicking it back into center ice. Brownie picks up the loose puck. Glenview was on the line change. Takes the shot, goes off a shin pad. Back behind the net. Glenview picks it up. Sends it in through center ice. All the way down. Should be an icing call. And I got the whistle. 2:16 to go here in the first period. Hawks in their white jerseys going right to left. Keep going in and out of service here on YouTube, so I apologize for that. But if you can get over to Facebook, Frank Laurie got the live feed there going there. Brownie at the dot gets it over to Jess. Jess to Carmen. Carmen over to Joss. Loose puck in the slot, kicked away by Glenview. Goes over the far side wall. Up through the middle. Jess grabs that one, bounces it off the wall, tips it back into the zone. Kicked back out by Glenview. Jocelyn waits till everybody clears, brings it in, top of the circle. Her shot gets tipped. Sizzle puts it back behind the net. Up through the slot. Carmen steps up, puts the girl into the far side wall. Centering pass, top of the slot. Luch got a glove on it. Ends up coming back up near side wall. Luch was able to get a glove on it. Ends up scooping it up with a stick. Hawks able to complete their line change. Tater at the dot wins that back to Liv. She sends it around towards Philly. Philly on the far side wall, bouncing it up. Glenview can't grab it. Kendall with it. Takes the shot. Goalie catches it in the breadbasket. Near side face-off. Tater wins it over towards Kendall. Kendall pushing it down behind the goal line, taken away by Glenview. Up the far side wall. Liv steps up, puts some, bounces it off the wall towards Mango. Mango sends it into the zone. Swatted away by Glenview, so no icing. Goes up the far side wall. Liv taps it into the center ice. Tipped away. Alexa with it. Bounces it off the wall and out of the zone. Glenview sends it back in. Grabbed up by Alexa again. Sends it over to Bus. Bus trying to dust it off around one. Gets it over towards Mango at the blue line. Tapped it in down low. Glenview with the puck back behind the net. Puck goes up high. High stick. Maddie comes to the dot, talking to Philly on her way in. One back behind the goal line, up the far side wall towards Greta. Philly's going to pick it up at the blue line. Philly takes a shot, goes off the backside of a Glenview player. Grabbed up by Glenview, and that's the end of your first period. just wide of the net. Demi battling forward on the far side corner. Takes the puck up. Goes through traffic. Swatted away. Ends up going into the far side corner. Carried around by Brookie. Bounces over Sizzle's stick. Carmen was able to stop it there for a second. Sizzle taps it back in. Glenview goes around to the far side. Picked up by Carmen. Bounces it off the wall. Not winning these 50-50 pucks here. Glenview drops it in down low. Goes over to the far side corner. Tipped away by Carmen. Grabbed up by Jess. Jess looks up. Comes off of her stick. Over the near side wall. Jess sends it down deep. Grabbed at the hash marks. Back behind the net. Over to the far side. Where you can see Larry and Big Mike perched out down there. Carmen back in center ice. Over to Joss. Gets it up towards Philly. Philly gets tied up. Maddie picks up the loose puck. Jess from the slot brings it in. Comes off her backhand. Philly was right there trying to push it back. Ends up controlling it. Jess with it. The far side hash marks. Gets it back up to Carmen. Carmen walking the wall. Puts it down through. Can't get it through traffic. Puck comes back into by Joss. That will be an icing call. Shot on net. Grabbed up by Rookie. Goes around that far side, near side wall. Touched by into the corner. Grabbed up by Jocelyn. Jocelyn sends it around. Kick save there by Glenview. Back behind the net. Over towards Kane. Penalty coming up on Glenview. Back behind the net, up the near side wall. Liv steps up, knocks it back. Luch leaves it for Demi. Demi pushing the shot off the goalie. Ends up going up that far side wall. Alexa steps up, grabs the puck. Demi grabs that one, shovels it in. Goes off, draws the penalty. Oh, I got to use the bathroom. Going over the far side corner where Greta gets it. Trying to send it over to a view player. Tipped away there by Tater. Jocelyn ends up sending it in down deep. Backside. Centering pass right there. Tipped away by Liv at the blue line. Matt towards Liv. Liv puts it down. Takes a funky bounce. Goalie's able to catch it off the short hop. .5:45 here to go. Puts it up towards Greta. Greta Sizzle gets it over to Philly. Philly tips it in. Glenview goes back behind the net. Tipped away by Sizzle. Up the near side wall. Mango trying to stop it. Liv steals it at the blue line. Sends it off a player and back into the zone. Down the wall towards Kendall. Kendall just keeps it in. Sends it back down behind the corner. Back 2:44 here to go. Got to get another goal in the net. Over to the far side hash marks. Up in through center ice. Grabbed up by Glenview. Or grabbed up by Alexa. Drops it in. Glenview. Alexa stops it from going out. Puts a shot down. Goes off a Glenview player. Glenview comes up the near side wall. Alexa picks the puck off. Sent it off of a one body. Philly with it, bounces it off the wall, comes across the blue line, puts a shot just high and wide. Got 1:55 here up to Alexa. Alexa looks around, gets it back down to Brownie at the near side hash marks. She's in the corner, centers it up. Taken away by Conside, puts a shot, goes off the shoulder, takes a funky bounce, back behind the net. Picked up by Kendall, trying to center it up. Ends up going back over towards Jocelyn. Jocelyn on the far side wall. Couple bodies go flying down. Penalty coming up on Kendall. .59.7. Game. Got it. Hi-ho.
Oh, we're fine.
So basically means nothing.
Thank you. That's what I thought.
Brookie at the dot. Glenview grabs it top. Back in the center. Grabbed up by Brookie. 25.5 here to go. Back behind the net in the far side corner. Loose puck, grabbed up by Bus, puts it all through the slot. Maddie with the puck. Takes the shot. Goalie grabs it in the glove, drops it down.